Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 12:05 here at the Isle of Wight County Museum. I'm Jennifer England, the director. Thank you for tuning in. So daylight savings time just began on Sunday, and of course as we all work to adjust the clocks that we have in our homes and in our cars, the ones that don't adjust automatically, it reminds us that we do have a number of timekeeping devices here at the museum. Although since the museum is here inside the former 1913 Bank of Smithfield building, our space did come with a couple of notable clocks. To get to those clocks, we need to go back in time a bit. The Bank of Smithfield was chartered in 1891, and that structure burned to the ground in 1912. So this 1913 building is larger and more majestic than the previous bank, and it's got an Art Deco glass dome right here in the center of our main gallery, and there are some columns out front. So above those columns, you can see our clock. Bank buildings commonly featured prominent clocks mounted on buildings' exteriors in the early part of the 20th century. And these were used for advertising and for public timekeeping, and so ours still performs that function today. You might be wondering how our clock keeps time. Believe it or not, it is powered by one D-cell battery, which is located inside the museum. Sometimes our lone battery gives up the ghost without our knowledge, and that's when we rely on the public to tell us if they notice before we do. Inside the building, we have another clock. If you look up in our main gallery, you can see a clock to the left of our mezzanine. The original clock actually used to hang in the bank's upper vault, right next to it. It contained a system that controlled the time on the exterior bank clock building, and it actually unlocked both of our vault doors. We have a different situation now, of course, but time locks were developed actually in the late 1800s to prevent bank robbers from kidnapping bank employees and forcing them to open vaults at all hours. The Bank of Smithfield never experienced a robbery, but just in case, that clock did contain a telegraph key. A third clock inside the museum is from the 1950s. You can see that it notes Adelstein's. This was a jeweler that was on Main Street in Smithfield from 1888 until the 1960s. And Adelstein's had ads that ran in the Smithfield Times promoting Hamilton watches, as you can see here. The Hamilton Watch Company sent these types of clocks out to sellers and jewelers, and it could advertise their product for them. Hamilton was established as an American firm in 1892, and they actually made a name for themselves with their railroad watches and watches for the military during World War II. So thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me today as I point out a couple of the watches and a couple of the clocks that we have here at the museum. I would love to stay and chat longer, but just look at the time. I gotta go. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.